To Ghana, where more than 100 foreign-owned shops in the city of Kumasi have been forcibly closed by Ghanaian traders. Most of the shops were owned by Nigerian traders. The shop owners insisted that they were running their businesses legally. This is not the first time foreign-owned shops have been attacked in the city. Well, now let's get you more on this. We have Phil Ehaze in Abuja for us. Phil, what exactly is happening in Kumasi and why are Nigerian businesses being targeted?
Well, thank you, Karen. What we know so far is that there's been several attacks or perceived attacks on some Nigerian traders in the spare parts market that's in Accra and Kumasi. We also know that the response from the Association of Traders there, also known as GUTA, they are saying that they're accusing the Nigerian traders there of not abiding by the laws of the association, by the Ghanaian laws in that retail sector, the spare parts industry or spare parts market, as you like. And that's the reason why. And they also say they've actually made complaints to the government of Ghana, interagencies, to wade into the issue and try to ensure that the Nigerian traders abide by the laws. But as for the fact that they're accusing them and saying that the Ghanaian government has not responded yet, they have decided to take laws into their hands. But we know that the Ghanaian government and officials, especially security operatives, have said that they are looking into it, and that no one, and that's talking about Ghanaian indigents now, no one is expected to take laws into their hands. In fact, we also heard that security operatives have been patrolling those areas, the spare parts market, to ensure that peace and calm is restored in those areas.
Thank you, Phil. Nabil, we've got Nabil Rufai for us in Accra. The same question to you. What exactly is happening in Kumasi? Why are the Nigerian businesses being targeted there? What's going on?
So, Karen, basically traders here in Ghana who are engaged in retail business and also petty traders have been worried for a very long time now, the fact that foreigners are controlling the retail market and also engaged in petty trading, which is actually against the country's law. The law bars foreigners from engaging in retail business, and for some years now, Nigerians have been controlling that market. They bring in cheap goods and sell it at a very affordable prices to a lot of people, kicking Ghanaians out of business. And the situation is not being addressed by authorities. And we know that for now there is a border closure in Nigeria, and Ghanaian traders are not able to push their goods into Nigeria. So once they've not been able to really get authorities to react to their concerns for a very long time about the fact that Nigerians are engaged in retail businesses, this time they are trying to put the laws into their own hands, and they are locking up shops belonging to Nigerians and also asking them to just move out of the market. But then on the other hand, Nigerians are also saying that the Economic Communities of West African States, ECOWAS protocol, actually allows them to engage in businesses in Ghana because they are part of the member states of ECOWAS. And that's where the problem really is, the fact that ECOWAS allows Nigerians to also practice their trade here in Ghana, but then Ghanaian laws actually bars foreigners from engaging in retail businesses. And Ghanaians are not happy about the fact that Nigerians are having their way here in Ghana, and authorities seem not to be handling the situation well.
Okay, thank you, Nabil. Returning to you now, Phil Ehaze in Abuja. When something similar happened in South Africa, we saw the Nigerian government take a strong position on the matter. Should we expect the same now?
Well, thank you, Karen. At this point, it might not be safe to compare both incidents exactly how it happened, because in South Africa we saw more animosity against foreign nationals, especially Nigerians, even in the case where some people were killed, properties were destroyed, shops were burnt down, and it was an attack on foreign nationals, specifically saying they should leave the country. But at this point, it is more like a row over, or disagreement over trade agreements. Just like Nabil said, that the ECOWAS community, has a free trade agreement among West African member states, and Nigeria and Ghana are seen as some of the major countries in that agreement, and that's the reason the Nigerians trading there are using that agreement to back whatever actions they're doing. And then, of course, the Ghanaian traders are saying in Ghana there is no law that backs retail trading. So I see it as government at government levels. I see that communication is ongoing, although we haven't heard any response from the High Commissioner or Nigerian government as it is. But in Nigeria, there is hardly any serious, response or response, from Nigerians in the country. Things are still peaceful and calm. We're just waiting and hoping that both governments resolve this and ensure that this doesn't snowball into the kind of situation we saw in South Africa.
Okay, thank you, Phil. One last question to you, Nabil. What's being done to calm the situation? Have there been any long-term solutions developed to prevent this happening again?
Karen, for now, there's not been any long-term solution to resolving this, and that is why it keeps festering. Early part of this year, we saw here in Accra, traders in the Central Business District also doing the same situation that's going on in Kumasi at the moment. They actually locked the shops belonging to Nigerians, saying that they would want the government to enforce the law that bars foreigners from engaging in retail business. That has not been addressed. That's why the situation is going on right now in Kumasi, because the situation has not been handled well by the government. Now, we understand Ghana's deputy minister is in Nigeria at the moment, and what he's actually saying is that Nigeria has a bigger muscle when it comes to doing business. So Ghana had to tread cautiously in terms of how it wants to resolve this. The fact that it has closed its border, we need to come to an amicable solution to this. And he actually wants the traders here in Ghana to actually exercise restraint and calm down as they go into talks with Nigeria to also open up its border, so that it will be a win-win affair for both countries. While Nigerians can ply their trade here in Ghana, the border in Nigeria will also be open, so that Ghanaians can also send their goods in that country.
Okay, thank you very much for that. That was Nabil Rufai there in Accra in Ghana, and earlier, of course, we spoke to Phil Ahaza in Abuja in Nigeria.